It's definitely not a movie that's trying to be real. It's very stylized, like all the Barry's movies, especially the Men in Black films, I think. And it really lent itself for us to play with this thing and have lots of fun with it. So we could go really extreme on 3D. And what Corey would do is, what gives people a headache in 3D, you got a lot of depth, like if you were looking through here, it's huge. And you cut the close-up of me going, and you know what? And it's the depth, rapid depth changes that kill you. What you do is you start orchestrating it so the depth in this room starts to, where you not notice it, starts to become less and less. Maybe it's built into a camera move. That leads to my close-up, which is a little deep and gets a little closer and a little more compressed. And you kind of move through the world of 3D so you don't hurt your audience most of the time. Although in some cases on the film, it's like, well, I think we need to hurt them a little bit here. You know, there's a few shots where it's like, why don't we just, the point of the shot is being hurt. It's like there's a scene with, you know, the laser beams in this, you know, I want to say Radio Shack, but it's not a Radio Shack, electronics store. It's like, well, the whole stupidity of the thing is that it's all flying out of there. Let's just crank this thing up and make it ridiculous. And I like that. I like having also the room to do sort of, I'll call it caricatured reality, where there's room to have fun and be playful with stuff instead of just trying to be real. Real to me is boring.
What about the concept of the time jump itself?
Oh God, no. Don't make me talk about that.
Could you? It was so cool.
Well, I don't know how it works even today, but the time jump is, I think it always was the idea of actually having to do a jump in even the first scripts, I think. You know, 50, 60 scripts ago, or whatever it was, because they went through a lot of changes. The time jump, I don't know, maybe somebody watched, because Barry has said they were watching Back to the Future stuff, which was some of my old stuff that I had done. And even that made more sense to me than what's in this film. But I think the idea of speed or something seems to help the time jump idea. How they got up there is purely the script guys and Barry figuring that out. The trying to explain what it is during the course of the movie, brother, I don't know. It was an ongoing conversation for the full time. We'd hear, now, and this is for people after they've seen it like 5 or 6 times, just start figuring out what makes no sense in this film, because there's a lot of it. Within the context the first time through, you kind of go, yeah, you just kind of go with it because it's so crazy. And a lot of it's really a natural, you know, event where it's such a weird trick that's being played on you. You walk in, you put the glasses on, it comes up, and obviously the first images are like, wow. Same thing with dailies with us. Put them on, we're looking at our shots.
Yes.
And after a while, well, it doesn't look 3D enough. Why don't we, should we push it? Should we just walk away from this for 2 minutes and come back and look at it? And again, talking about the orchestration of the 3D, it's also part of that where you can't play everything deep all the time. It just gets to be exhausting. So you keep it kind of plain, try to bring in some 3D when it really matters as deep as you want, and then go back to like medium. It's just playing with it that way.
What was the most challenging shot in the movie for you?
It's actually full of them. You know, it's hard. I never am able to do that very well because a lot of them are really hard. The really long shot of
challenging.
Well, you know, the scene is challenging. God, what would it be? I mean, really, it's like Apollo is a hard scene. Time jump is a hard scene. Within like time jump, I would say shots like one of my favorite shots is where we're on Will and we come around and we come up and over and he jumps. I think that's a cool looking shot, but it was hard to make it work. That really long shot of Will falling and trying to grab the time device.
That was cool.
We're all over the place and he's falling away. That was hard just because of because of everything in it and how long it was. There was no way to like, he's out in the middle of this building. There's nothing to hide too much with. There's no distractions for the audience. So that shot went a long time. That from the previs, which we started with, where you start roughing out ideas, to the finish on it was probably a year and a half. I think most of the face stuff was a practical air blaster, like right out of frame. But a lot of what Will's doing is, it's not even Will, it's a digital recreation of him doing a lot of that falling, and then suddenly he comes around. We never use Will's full body in that sequence, in that shot. It's just his face. Everything else is CG, because it was the best way to get the right body movement and stuff. And we weren't happy with what we saw that was shot on our blue screen shoot. And so that it just evolves that way. Something doesn't work on the set, and you get it back, and you go, what are our other alternatives? What can we do to make this work now and be really fun? And that was those were all hard. Trying to get it's not really New York, it's like a version of New York that we're doing, and how to make it feel real enough, but not so real that it's not Men in Black. It's a weird position to be in where you don't want it to look fake, you don't want it to look wrong, so which can easily happen if you're not careful. So how do you make it slightly stylized and still feel to the audience that it's a real event? You know, at least it has a substance to it. Mm-hmm. Top part is all CG. The only thing that's real would be one gargoyle head that he's walking on, and we took that out half the time, and a little piece of the Chrysler building. I mean, cool stuff that Jay and I got to do would go up there for where the gargoyles are, and just kind of check it out and shoot a lot of reference photos that were used for the digital matte paintings and building the art version of the city. But that's the best part of some films, where you get to go to these places a lot of people don't. It's